Hi people, I'm going to review this book, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and I have to say that I completely obsessed about this book. I mean, it's amazing. It's such a strong book. It's a book that makes you think about things that happen around you. It's a book that really touches something inside you, but it's one of those types of books that it's so strong that I needed like a week or so just to let it rest before I was able to do the review. So I recommend this book a lot, but hopefully it's going to make you think a lot too. What we find in this book is we find a girl who's called Zélie, and she is member of a group of people, a tribe, society that are being repressed, they're being persecuted, they are being killed because they had powers like magic. Some of them kill, I don't know, do elemental magic with fire and water, things like that. There were healers, there were reapers, there were all kinds of types of magic. And then there was a king who decided that magic was dangerous in the realm of Orïsha, and he persecuted, eliminated all of the magic users and spared some of the kids. And those kids now are struggling because they have to pay a lot of taxes and they look like, you're different, I don't like you, you are a harbinger of trouble, of problems, and these kids are different, are made work in camps, and they are like kind of persecuted, and it's a very harsh, hard world. And this girl Zélie, she's learning how to fight when we began the book. And soon we learn that she has a brother and a father, and that her mother was killed in those raids I was speaking about when the king decided that magic was dangerous and decided to kill everyone who could wield magic. So we began the book with this oppressed world that's trying to survive, with this girl Zélie, who she knows that her family are struggling, and they are struggling because of her. She's different, and the fact that she is different, that she's black with this white hair, and that makes her stand out like one of the members that can do magic. Magic now doesn't exist, but people remember when magic existed, and these people were able to do magic. And because of that, she's treated differently, and some of this shame has rooted into her family, and they are having a very hard time. So she thinks she isn't enough. And during the book, we are going to see how she is going to fight this thought of not being enough, and to accept that she is enough as she is, that the problem is not her, that the problem is the society that makes you think that people who doesn't look and act like you are different, but different. And she learns that it's not so. We are all different, and we all have our strengths. And I love how she even herself has prejudices, and she overcomes them, and she's an amazing character. And the story is told in first person, but it's divided between three narrators. We have Zélie, and we have another girl who's called Amari. Amari is the daughter of the king that made the raids that killed people. And she, from the beginning of the book, you can see that she's different, that she thinks ahead of what her father wants her to think. She has been schooled in hatred. She has been schooled in those who are different are less than you. You are perfect because you are the daughter of the king. But even so, she is not perfect. Her mother wants her to have lighter skin, to be skinnier, to be perfect. You to have this way of acting like, and she isn't like that. And from the beginning of the book, she is going to steal something, something that can bring magic back. And she's going to run away with it because she wants to help people who are different. Amari is such an amazing character. She is full of fire. She has been abused in her own home. You will learn about that when you read the book. She has made feel insecure, like she wasn't enough because she wasn't white enough, because she wasn't perfect enough, because she was dainty enough, because she wasn't slim enough. She has always been compared to people who were like perfect. She's going to defy all of those teachings, and she's going to try and find her place in the world. And if she thinks that she has to help people who are different, people who have been oppressed, she's gonna do that. But she's going to have to learn lots of things during her travel, and that's gonna be completely amazing. And there is also, we are going to find Amari's brother, Inan, who is the third narrator of the book. Inan has been taught since he was a kid that magic was bad, that all problems that happened was because of magic. And he's going to hate magic from day one. So he's a member of the military, he's a captain, and all he ever wanted to do was to be the perfect king for Orïsha. And he's been trying to be perfect, judging by his father's standards. And he's trying to be this boy, this man, who can do everything the king demands of him. He has some doubts about, is really people deserving of such treatments? He's going to think more than once about the smell of burning flesh when the rites happen. But, well, he's going to be one peculiar character. He's going to be, you have to read. I don't want to spoil this book for you. I have to say that I completely love the world that Tomi created. It's a very vivid world, and she explains you a new world, a new type of society, a new type of oppression that sadly is the oppression that we find in our world. But she creates an amazing world in this book, and I loved every one of the characters. She's one of those authors that when they present enemies, just to say, for instance, Inan serves the king, as I said, but she has made such an amazing job on him that you kind of understand where he's coming from. You understand that he's been taught, feed all these lines, and that he's like been programmed to hate those who are different, those who can do magic, those. And Tomi has described this person in a way that he's not just bad because he's bad, like, oh, I'm bad. No, he has like this baggage behind him that makes him the person he is. So you understand where he is now in the book. You cannot, you can empathize. It doesn't mean that you have to believe in what he believes, but he's so fully fleshed out that you can see where he comes from, why he thinks what he thinks. And I think that it's amazing because he's not bad just because he hates. No, he's bad because blah, blah, blah. And I think that this is amazing to offer these different characters with different ways of acting and to show why they are how they are. This is very important in a book like this. And I have to say that I love that there are characters that which are the king, for instance. He is full of hatred. He's the bigot. He hates those who are different. And even though he believes that he's doing good because something happened to him years ago, and instead of reaching out in peace after all this time, he prefers to kill everything or everyone who's different. So the king is like a bigot, and he practices bigotry, and you see it from the beginning. But I love that there's all these characters that are moving between shades of black and red and white, and they're trying to find a way, learn from themselves where they want to put themselves, and this is very important. These characters keep on evolving, some of them devolving, it's so real. In real life we learn and progress, but there are times in which we get stunted by what we learn and we just go back and forth, or we don't always progress like this. Sometimes we stumble, and I love that in this book we find this kind of things. All the characters are going to evolve, all the characters are going to learn, all the characters are going to make mistakes, are going to grow as persons, as people, and we are going to find this in this book, and for me that's very important. Also, I love all the things that this book makes you think about, and when you end the book you have like this part where the author says that she wanted to make you think about all those black people, black kids who have it harder than you. She's going to give examples of things that really have happened. And she wants that this book makes you think about discrimination, about racism, about treating those who are different from us differently. And I think that books like this are very needed. We need to understand that there is a wider spectrum, and there is we need representation. Not all people are black, not all people are white, not all people think the same, not people believe in the same things. We are different people, and as obvious as it seems, sadly it's not. So I think that we need books like this with representation of different cultures, of different peoples, of different colors, of different, I don't know, fat, slim, black, yellow, purple, whatever. We are all people, and we need to have representation, and we need to understand and to respect what other people do, as long as they're doing things that doesn't go in killing sprees. We have to understand that we are all different, and we are all deserving of the same chances. And I think books like that makes you think about it, about the power of just lending a hand and saying, I'm here if you need it. I don't care where you come from, I don't care what your skin color is, I don't care what your religion is, we are all humans. And I think this book provides this. If you like magic, if you like amazing world building, if you like characters who are going to learn and who are going to prove what being human is, I cannot really recommend this book to you enough. This book is amazing, really. I love it. It's the first one. I think there are going to be 3, a trilogy. The second one is going to come into, I think it's the middle of this year. And I cannot wait for this book enough. And you have to read it. And not because all of this diversity, representation, inclusivity thing, but just because if you love magic creatures, if you love fight for good reasons, if you love those people who are going to learn during their travels, and it's an amazing book. I mean, what it's describing in the uses of magic, what people did with magic, how societies flourish with magic. It's amazing. I mean, I really recommend it to you. It's I don't know, it was I was traveling around the world with these characters, and I was seeing different cultures, and I was seeing what magic can offer, like healers and fire and constructors. It was amazing. You really have to read it. I love it. Thank you for watching.